Hello and welcome back again. We are now currently on the Carver Route, and we first chose an answer that was not correct at all, and we currently have no hearts with him. We are probably going to have some issues with this one. He is embarrassed easily, we have learned, but he doesn't like being embarrassed. Maybe it would have been better if I said looking good, because I hear you live in a tree is definitely not the right answer. I don't think. I hope not. I don't know. Maybe it is the right answer. Just be like, yeah, you live in a tree, don't you? Anyway, so we're on to Chapter 3, or Chapter 2 of the Carver Route, and so we will just hop right back into it. Let's go. Did it hurt when you were dropped from the oven? Here I am. What were your other two wishes? It was no use. I grunted, kneading my hands harder into the dough and glaring down, as if it were the source of my problems. Pressing my lips together, I slammed it down on the counter, leaning all of my weight into the future bread. Admittedly, I might have been pretending it was a certain dwarvish elf's face. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't think of something to say to Carver that wouldn't just make the little pipsqueak turn tail and run again. I couldn't believe he actually fled the scene. He should be thrilled that I'd flirt with him. Your hair smells nice. Okay, if someone said that to me, I would have run away too. I let out a light sigh, resting my elbows on the counter and staring aimlessly at the wall. I couldn't just give up, and my mission before it even really began. How priceless would it be to see the look on Carver's face when he sees that I've made the perfect cake? Everyone knows I was not as skilled as my grandmother. I can admit that. But her recipe book gave me the power to channel some of her talent. This Heartbaked recipe was apparently the last one she ever wrote. I was positive if I can just master what she left behind. My eyes fell on the corkboard I had set up, where an old picture of Radley and I was pinned. That's it! Radley! He's a guy, right? Kind of. Guys know what guys want. I would test out my excellent pickup lines on him and throw the polished ones at Carver so skillfully he'd have no choice but to be knocked head over heels. With a grin on my face, I hurried out to the shop where Radley was cleaning. Hey, Rads.
Hey, B. Slow day today, huh?
Looking around, I noticed that indeed there weren't any customers. I didn't have time to be bothered by this, though. Radley, I need your help with a project I'm working on. It's important.
Sure, B. Anything. Anything. Oh god, his accent is dying. I am Radley. Radley the best. The best of the best. The only Radley you'll ever know.
Okay, tell me what you think of this. I cleared my throat, standing up straight. You are hotter than the back of my oven. Radley stared at me with an unreadable look on his face. Clearly, I've blown him over with my pickup line prowess. Confidence gained, I tossed my braid over my shoulder, continuing. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're 9. I'm the one you need. Aha! He is definitely blushing. It's totally working. I wiggled my eyebrows, keeping the flow going. Did you leave the stove on? Because you're smoking. Smoking? Smoking. I like smoking better. Radley looked weird. Well, I've never been one to quit while I'm ahead. Pastry God is telling me. Suddenly, Radley cut me off with a burst of laughter.
No more, B. You're killing me.
What? Hey! Don't laugh. A cute girl is flirting with you. I yanked off my hand and threw it in his general direction, but it didn't get anywhere close before it flopped onto the floor.
Oh god, Radley's laugh just turned into Carver.
I don't know how to laugh for Radley. Jesus Christ, okay.
I'm Radley. Ha 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 ha.
That's terrible, Shaula. Terrible.
I'm Radley. I'm Radley. Radley laughs. Radley is laughing. No, my stomach hurts.
I glared, stomping closer to him. You are just about a stone's throw away from being toast, mister. I warned, punching his arm. He keeled over, holding his stomach.
Is that really how
Radley, you are going to be heading back to that big oven in the sky in about 10 flowery seconds if you don't cut it out.
I'm the one you need. What is that?
That's it. I jumped onto his back, wrapping an arm around his neck.
But you know, the back of my oven. I can't.
Shut. Excuse me. Both of us went silent at the voice, turning around to see a very hesitant-looking elf standing in the doorway. Instantly, I was in shopkeeper mode. Hello, and welcome to B's Pastries. Behind me, Radley let out a little snicker, and I turned my head to give him a sharp glare. Pressing his lips together, he went back to sweeping. Hi. The elf walked into the shop, pushing his round glasses further up and an unusually pointy nose. I was wondering if you have any of those dark chocolate and black tea cookies left. I know they sold out pretty fast, but my daughter really wanted to try them, and I thought that maybe... My eyebrows raised in surprise at the question. There was no way I could know if those cookies were in stock or not, because that wasn't my recipe. I was confused for only a moment, then I remembered hearing something not too long ago about Carver's Bakery putting out some new cookies for sale that were selling like, well, really good cookies. I frowned, trying to think of the best way to explain. Okay, I didn't think very hard. The elf blinked at me and I forced a smile. Actually, sir, you're thinking of the other pastry chef's bakery. Before I could suggest any of my recipes, damn good recipes, if I do say so myself, the elf's eyes widened and then he winced. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll just... The pointed-nosed elf awkwardly shuffled out the door, swinging shut behind him. It's okay. I mean, there's 2 whole pastry shops in the village. Quite a big margin for error. How embarrassing. He could have at least looked at what I have for sale. I shook my head a little, taking a deep breath and trying to cheer up. It's fine, it's fine. Today was a slow day, but there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow when I will crush Carver beneath my feet with my, obviously, superior abilities.
Hey, B, don't swear, okay? Everyone knows you're better than that baby strawberry.
Yeah.
Besides, those cookies aren't even that great anyway.
Yeah, I'll bet. Radley? My brow furrowed and I folded my arms across my chest, glaring. Are you saying you've tried them?
I mean, no,
How could you? I picked up the hat I was only just remembering was on the floor, smacking him with it again.
B, it was only for research purposes. I didn't swallow.
I gave Radley one last glare before stomping back into the kitchen to finish baking the bread. His accent just changes every time I say anything. Dear God. Okay, that's enough. That's it. No more Mrs. Nice Cupcake. I tossed the already kneaded dough furiously against the counter again, brow furrowing in determination as I came up with a plan. I can't think of anything. I slumped down onto the counter and then immediately jumped up and found a clean spot to do the same thing. A few more customers had come in, but it really was a slow day. At first I hadn't minded, since I'd have more time to figure this out, but why is flirting so hard? How do girls do this? What is attractive? Okay. It's Carver. We have a history. He's not going to fall for my advances immediately. I've got to wear him down. Nodding to myself, I let out a sigh, dusting off my shirt, for more flour had gotten off from my first counter slumping incident. I headed back into the shop, preparing to close early.
Hey, B.
Radley watched me flip the sign, raising an eyebrow.
You're closing already?
Well, I did have an excuse. Yeah, it was pretty slow today. Just gonna get a head start on the baking and start fresh tomorrow.
Okay, I guess I'll be heading home then.
See you, B.
See you, B. 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 He says B, not B. Jeez me.
I gave Radley a smile and a wave, watching him leave, before the expression dropped off my face and was replaced with one far more grave. All right, it's go time. Carver's not going to know what kneaded him up. Threw him in a pan and baked him. I think I'm a little tired, but no time for rest. There were Carvers to chase. I stepped outside and was hit with a gust of wind that tousled my bangs and felt nice after spending most of my time in the hot kitchen. I took in a deep breath, resting my hands on my hips as I set out. The first and most obvious destination was Carver's shop, but I didn't have much faith after being unable to catch him before. Still, might as well try. Walking up to the door, I dusted some more flour off my shirt and knocked twice, firmly. And why am I not surprised? I pursed my lips, turning and walking towards the fountain. As the sun set, I could see elves heading back to their houses, barely anyone lingering around. In my peripheral vision, there was a father and his son sharing a small box of cookies. The box was from my pastry shop, but I couldn't help but think of the pointy-nosed guy from earlier. I know that Carver was a skilled pastry chef. If I were being totally honest, I might even say we're on the same level. Not just anyone is chosen to honor the pastry god. Despite some who might think my grandmother gave me her title just because we're family. I shook my head, ridding it of the thoughts that wanted to linger like cotton candy sticking inside my skull. It doesn't matter. I'll prove to myself and everyone that one day I'll be just as good as Grandma Ginger. Maybe even better. And I need this heartbaked cake to prove it. Determined, I headed towards Carver's house. The little sunlight left filtering through the trees reflected faintly off the peppermint bark, and I slowed my eager pace, taking a second to appreciate the serene atmosphere. Ugh, it was so weird that someone like Carver lives here. He was the exact opposite of serene. I can only imagine what his grating voice would do to a scene like this. I hadn't reached Carver's house before I saw a spot of magenta lying in the licorice grass. It almost looks like he's napping. Weird, but now's my chance. I sucked in a breath, gathered my courage and resolve, and sauntered over. I tripped over a gumdrop rock and stumbled, cursing under my breath. Carver opened his eyes, looking over and spotting me immediately. He sat up, an aggravated look on his face.
Oh, great.
Yeah, well, it wasn't all a sunshine and cupcakes seeing you either, mister. I bit my tongue, forcing a smile. Hey, Carver.
B, please tell me you've come to your senses, or what little you had in the first place.
Oh boy, he was just making me look forward to finally getting my hands on that sweet heart-baked cake even more. I'm glad I found you. I had something I've just been dying to tell you. I walked close to where Carver sat, and he leaned away from me, not so subtly.
Can't you tell I'm somewhere not so close? Can't you tell me from somewhere not so close? I don't want to catch your crazy.
I'd show you crazy. Are you one of my delicious apple pies? Because you're so sweet, I just want to eat you up.
Are you threatening me? Because frankly, you've done better.
Okay. Calm down. Calm down. I took in a deep breath, curling my hands into fists. Carver. I ground out through gritted teeth. I was barely able to say this crap out loud. I was going to get this shortcake's stupid heart, whether he liked it or not. Are you tired? You should be. You've been running through my mind all day. Pastry God must have put in too much sugar when he baked you. You're too sweet. Tie your shoes. I don't want you falling for anyone else. I panted, tired from the outburst, and glaring despite how hard I was trying to smile. If you didn't get the picture now, then I didn't. Carver bolted, practically kicking up dust. You come back here right now! I stared after him, dumbfounded. Again. I've heard of rejection, but who had people literally running from them? Am I that repulsive? Okay, maybe those pickup lines were... I ran a hand through my hair, sighing as I started heading back to town. I just didn't know how else to get through to him. How did girls usually flirt? This is so stupid! All I want to do is stay in my kitchen and bake. No, P. If you want to bake, you have to flirt. This is the path you've chosen. Let's go. I stomped back through town, deciding once again to start anew in the morning. I only had a week left before the festival, I had to get Carver's heart before then. In my fury, my eyes found and lingered on Radley's house. He wasn't much help out earlier, but Radley was a member of the male persuasion. I mean, so I've heard. Growing up with him, he's less guy and more Radley. Deciding to ask for his help again, I stopped in front of his door, sighing as I knocked.
Oh, Bay? Hey, what's up?
I didn't wait for an invitation, pushing my way inside and flopping down on one of the cushions next to the table.
Hey, Bay, what's up? You don't look so good.
Radley, how to put this? What do you find attractive in girls?
Oh my god, Radley's gonna get like the total wrong idea, and it's amazing.
Radley went quiet and I sighed. I knew it sounded like a weird question, but admitting why would someone so much weirder? But admitting why would seem so much weirder. Well, it was Radley. There wasn't much I didn't tell him. I'm trying to get Carver to like me.
What?
Yes, I know. It's Carver, but
I don't... Why, Bee?
That was a very good question. I really like him. Why? You jealous? Tell the truth.
Oh god, no, I'm not a liar, guys. I can't do it. I really want to press tell the truth. Because I just... Like, I can't lie. I can't do it. Maybe if it's the wrong answer, I'll go back. But I'm gonna tell the truth to Radley because I can't not.
Well, he was gonna find out sooner or later. Well, so there's this cake.
Aha!
I'm startled by Radley's sudden burst of laughter, and I stare at him, frowning. What?
Heartbaked.
What? How did he know?
You left your recipe book lying around and I saw the page. I didn't think you were actually going to try and make it, though. Oh man, you're going to try to get his heart for the cake, right? I can't wait to see the look on his face when he figures it out.
Yeah.
This is gonna be so much fun. You gotta let me help you.
Okay, he's getting way too excited about this. It does feel good to get my mission off my chest and talk to him about it like this, but I stare at Radley as he rocks back and forth on his cushion, giggling to himself. He would ruin the whole thing for sure. Radley's great and all, but he's not the best for situations that require a delicate touch. I mean, I barely am myself. No, I'll just figure this out myself. Thanks, Rads. I stuck around a little while and really did change the subject, not wanting to think about my currently failing project. Radley and I spent some time goofing off before I headed back to my house just so I could wake up early to bake. How to win Carver's heart. I've never spent much time thinking about boys. This whole dating thing was way harder than I thought it would be. I sighed as I wiped down the kitchen counter one last time, a light yawn escaping my lips. I'm ready for bed. I blinked upon hearing the door to the shop open, my eyebrows raising. Who could that possibly be at this hour? I poked my head out and immediately my expression flattened into one of irritation. It's that shepherd boy again. Pastry God, give me strength.
Pardon me, ma'am. Pardon me, ma'am.
I glared at the man marching out into the shop with hands on my hips. Look, mister, maybe you can't read properly, but we are closed. And I told you yesterday.
Oh, but the door was unlocked. And besides that, I am not here to purchase your tasty-looking confections at this time.
I don't care what...
In all actuality, I've come to ask if you are perhaps searching for employees.
He couldn't possibly be serious. I wanted to cry just thinking about it. This weirdo working in my pastry shop. His sheep trudging around eating all the samples. His muddy footprints all over the floor, dirt on the display case. It was too horrifying. Feeling like Radley, I shuddered, quickly shaking my head. Absolutely. Suddenly, inspiration struck. Aside from there just being no way in Oven's decent degrees that I would ever hire this guy, I already had an employee. Radley might be a germ freak, but he worked as hard as 5 men. However, there was a certain other pastry chef in this village who worked alone. Why, my dear Benjamin, that was his name, right? Unfortunately, I'm not hiring right now. I just don't have the money to add someone else to the payroll. But there is somewhere that is. Carver's Bakery. You can't miss it. It's the only other pastry shop in town.
Oh. Well, that is good news. Thank you for your help, miss. I'm sorry, I don't think I caught your name.
It wasn't like it was written right on the sign outside or anything. B.
Bew. I got told that you say that as ew, and it's supposed to be like cute at song Bew, but it's weird to say now because ew together would be Bew.
You have done a great service today.
Right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I was just heading to bed.
I will not forget this kindness you have paid me.
Sure. Bye now. The giant elf nodded his head to me and then walked off, sheep in tow. I let out a sigh, heading back to my room for the night. Okay, I was running out of time. I had got to get Carver to at least go on a date with me by tomorrow. I wasted 2 entire days doing nothing but terrifying him. Apparently. Thinking about Carver's soon-to-be applicant, a small smile crept across my lips. Well, maybe the day wasn't a complete waste.
Oh my god. Oh! Telling the truth does work, guys. It does. Look at that. Ow. I have such sore muscles right now. It's crazy. I can't even point at the screen. Telling the truth does work, though. And I am so happy that that was the right answer, because I just can't see Lysol flying. I'm like, I can't do it. And I mean, we got him, like, Benjamin to go work for him again. So that's cool. Benjamin will have a job. And we won't be romancing him. Okay, but I'm worried because I got 0 points on that last one. So there's, like, legit a high chance that I'm just going to have to replay this, even though I know, like, some of the right answers. But at least when I replay it, I'll let you guys see the new little things that I do, just like I did with Benjamin. So it'll be great. So, with that, have a great weekend, you guys. Have a good week, and good night.